I am going to show you how to cut your learning time in half. You can do this for anything in your life, but for this channel, we're going to focus on coding examples. My teaching methods may be a little bit unconventional, but I really believe that one of the best ways to learn something is with trauma. Let that sink in for a little bit. So the way I sort of got started in coding was back when I'm in uni. I don't know how long ago that was, maybe 10 years or something at this point, 12 actually. And I did math. I failed my coding part of that math exam. I remember I just failed it. Now I didn't fail it. I actually got a 0 on it. And that caused me a little bit of trauma because I thought I was a good math student. But turns out I was, but I was just horrible at coding. And then later down the track in life, I actually am a coder now. And sort of that trauma really helped me go into coding, really helped me get angry and solve coding problems and go to mastery. So let me tell you how to induce some trauma code. What I suggest you do is take a really hard problem you don't know how to solve and just go ahead and solve it. So let's go have a look at this. I was trying to solve this question right here. Now, the reason why I am trying to solve these problems is because I'm learning a coding language called Rust, and I'm trying to develop high frequency trading systems here. And Rust is a good language for it, but I don't know too much of it. So I'm trying to solve these problems. So what I did was I tried my best to come up with a solution, and this was the solution, right? And during the process of solving it, I did use AI. Now, AI is the key part of this. You need to use AI to help you with the intermediary steps. So you see this question right here, for loop Rust. I didn't say, hey, AI, copy this whole question and give me the answer straight away, because it'll give you the answer straight away. You want to, the whole point of doing these sub problems is learning the intermediary skills, right? So for example, I didn't know the syntax for for loop in Rust. I'm like, okay, I'll just ask that. And then wherever I need that here, right? This is the for loop. I just use that. That's only part of the problem. And then there are other things that came up that was like, how do you iterate over a string? And then AI gives you those answers to the intermediary problems. It saves you lots of time going on Google scrolling for the right thing. It just gives you exactly what you want. We go along and we eventually submit a solution here. So in my submissions, this was the first one I submitted, and these are sort of metrics about how your solution did essentially, and it looks like mine beat 5% of all other solutions, so it's all the way down here. That's actually pretty terrible, to be honest. I would say that's pretty terrible. So I got the solution, it's accepted, but it's not possibly the optimal solution. Continuing on, I literally copy pasted my code I gave to LeetCode, right? The solution. And I said, tell me how I can make this faster. That's literally the Rust code right there. And it read it, and it's like, this is the optimized version of your code. Cool, that's awesome. So if I just copy and paste that back into code right here, it'll be faster, but where's the learning in that? So the next thing you do, right, is you go through this and look at the differences between your code and the optimized AI solution here. And then you look at the little keynotes down here. So AI said, I'm going to remove this, and then I eliminated clone and all this stuff, and then it gives you an explanation. Now, this is where the learning comes in. You go through each of these points and understand why it removed, added, changed, whatever to your code. And then you just keep reading it. And maybe it isn't exactly what you wanted, so you could ask it, hey, can I keep the check function in, which is the way I decided to solve it, but can I use this instead? I pass some reference to characters or something like that. And I was actually not doing it like AI. AI came up with a better way of representing this concept here. And that's another thing I learned. Cool. And then later on, I asked it, I didn't actually know what was going on in the example I showed you above. And so I'm like, I just don't get it. So can you explain this thing you showed me before? And then it's like, sure, it's so nice as well. And it goes through exactly what each thing means. And then it goes step by step through each iteration. It's so nice. It's so nice. This is such a good learning tool. So to conclude, right? How to use AI and a little bit of trauma. The trauma comes from finding a hard problem. Then the AI comes in and helps you solve problems that would have taken you possibly days to solve before. And so what you have to do is you have to make sure you understand how to solve all the sub or intermediary problems. And that can easily be done with AI. And the key The key, the absolute key, is not to just copy and paste the question description here into AI. AI will chuck something out and then you paste it back in and you get an optimized solution